Welcome back to Designing Your Future Self. Today, I want to talk about something that I have seen derail more talented professionals than almost any other pattern I know: perfectionism. Now, before you tune out thinking that this doesn't apply to you, I want you to consider something. Perfectionism doesn't always look like obsessing over details or spending hours polishing a presentation. Sometimes it looks like procrastination, waiting until you feel completely ready before you move forward. Sometimes it looks like avoidance, not putting yourself forward because you're not sure you can do it perfectly. Sometimes it looks like paralysis, having so many options and so much to consider that you end up doing nothing. If any of those sound familiar, this episode is for you. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Designing Your Future Self podcast with Andrea C. McLean. This is the space where people are inspired to take charge of their lives, embrace their authentic selves, and design a future filled with confidence, purpose, and fulfillment. Hosted by board-certified life, career, and executive coach, Andrea C. McLean, each episode is packed with empowering strategies and practical tools to help you unlock your potential and create the life you've always envisioned. So, get ready to explore new possibilities, overcome obstacles, and step boldly into the future you deserve. Your journey starts now.
Let me offer you a reframe on perfectionism that has been genuinely transformative for many of my coaching clients. Perfectionism is not high standards. High standards are healthy. High standards drive excellence, quality, and growth. Perfectionism is fear wearing the mask of standards. It is the fear of being judged, the fear of failing, the fear of being seen as inadequate, and it uses the pursuit of perfect as a shield. Because as long as something isn't finished, as long as you're still refining it, as long as you haven't quite put yourself forward yet, you can't be judged for it. Perfectionism is protective. That is why it's so hard to let go of. But here's the cost. Perfectionism doesn't protect you from failure. It guarantees a different kind of failure. The failure to show up, to take the leap, to be seen. The perfectionists who wait until they feel completely ready for the promotion will wait forever. Because ready is not a feeling, it is a decision. The professional who publishes the imperfect article, delivers the good enough presentation, puts their hand up for the role before they feel fully qualified, that professional is building a career. The perfectionist is still polishing. In the careers of the executives and professionals that I coach, perfectionism shows up in 5 specific ways. The first is delayed visibility. I'll put myself forward when I'm more ready, when I have more experience, when I've proven myself more. This is perfectionism keeping you invisible. The second is over-preparation, spending 3 times as long as necessary preparing for a presentation, a meeting, a conversation, because good enough never feels good enough. This is perfectionism, stealing your time. The third is difficulty delegating. It's easier to do it myself because I know it will be done right. This is perfectionism, limiting your leadership capacity and keeping you stuck at an execution level when you should be operating at a strategic one. The fourth is analysis paralysis. Having all the information, having done all the research, and still not being able to make the decision because there just might be a better option that you haven't considered yet. This is perfectionism masquerading as thoroughness. And the fifth is the hedging habit, qualifying every contribution, every idea, every recommendation with, I could be wrong, but, or This might not be the right approach, however. Undermining your own thinking before anyone else has a chance to. This is perfectionism, shrinking your executive presence. Do you recognize yourself in any of these? The antidote to perfectionism is not lowering your standards, it is shifting from a perfectionism orientation to a progress orientation. A perfectionism orientation asks, is this good enough yet? A progress orientation asks, is this better than it was? And is moving forward now more valuable than waiting? Those are completely different questions, and they produce completely different results. You cannot reach your goals from a standing position. You reach them from moving imperfectly, iteratively, with course corrections along the way. Progress is not the prize for people who can't achieve perfection. Progress is the actual mechanism of growth. Every leader you admire, every executive, every author, every speaker who seems to have it all together, got there through a series of imperfect steps, imperfect presentations that got better, imperfect decisions that taught them something, imperfect visibility that built into a platform. They did not wait until they were perfect. They moved forward and got better in motion. Here are 4 practical shifts to move from perfectionism to progress. Shift 1. Set a done standard instead of a perfect standard. Before you start a piece of work, define what done looks like, not perfect. Done. What is the minimum viable version that delivers the intended value? Build to that standard first. You can always iterate from done. You cannot iterate from not started. Shift 2. Time box your preparation. Give yourself a defined amount of time to prepare, research, or refine. And when that time is up, move forward. Deadlines are the perfectionist's best tool because they make the decision for you. Shift 3. Separate your worth from your output. Perfectionism is fueled by the belief that your value as a person is determined by the quality of your work. It isn't. You are not your presentation. You are not your project. You are not your performance review. Separating your identity from your output allows you to produce work that is good enough without it feeling like an indictment of your worth. And shift 4. Celebrate progress publicly. Tell someone about the step you took, the thing you stopped, the conversation you had, the hand you raised. Public acknowledgement of progress builds the neural pathways that make progress feel rewarding, and rewarding behaviors get repeated. Here is your assignment. Identify one thing that you have been putting off because it isn't ready yet, isn't good enough yet, or because you don't feel ready enough yet. And take one step toward it this week. Not the perfect step, just a step. Done is better than perfect. Moving is better than waiting. Progress is better than paralysis. Your future self doesn't need you to be perfect. They need you to move. The Promotion Ready Leader Workbook is built around progress, specifically your 90-day promotion action plan that keeps you moving forward with intention and accountability. The link is in the description. Subscribe for episode 9. Next week, we are talking about unlocking the power of gratitude for personal growth. I believe in your future self. See you next Wednesday.